Hey, how's it going? Today is 20th of January, Monday. It's a new week, and we're gonna be taking a look at a market, what kind of opportunities and what developments we can find. In today's video, we're gonna begin by taking a look at what's happening in UK. From there, we're gonna be progressing to Lithuania, and we'll be touching on the rest of Europe and some of the defense systems. We're gonna be taking a look at what's like a three different governments and their approaches when it comes to air defense systems. First, let's begin by taking a look at some of the press releases when it comes to energy projects with some of the developments happening in UK. Most likely, they're gonna be referring to, may or may not be referring to some of the other developments how it would be in Sweden. In Sweden, there is a plan to make a giant hot water bottle underground. This article was published a year ago, or perhaps 2 years, close to 2 years ago, 1 year and 8 months ago. And this project is almost been completed. There's videos online when it comes to developments in Sweden, where they're holding a lot of water, potentially hot water underground, about 3,000 cubic meters of water, and uh, there's a lot of heat, and that heat could potentially be used to while producing energy. There's a lot of heat that could be used to heat the water instead of the heat being wasted. And by doing that, there is a prototype. Basically, that's what I'm referring. There is a prototype in Sweden, and may or may not be similar developments happening in UK. I haven't read this article. Let's perhaps read this article and let's try to understand if UK would be taking a look at development of similar prototype projects when it comes to energy production. And if that's the case, while energy is being produced, there might be a lot of heat being released, and heat could potentially heat water, and water could be stored underground for a very long time. And if needed, the same water can be circulated in people's houses. By doing so, some of those electric producing refineries, potentially, quote unquote, uh, uh, could be more optimal, right? Since more heat could be captured. Kinda, I guess it depends of how and what refineries we're gonna be taking a look at. If that really coal and or other processes. I don't know yet. I don't know. As well as I'm rephrasing it, right? New groundbreaking mine water heat living laboratory launch that will be pioneering research initiative designed to expand the potential of mine water heat technology and now advance towards net zero. I'm reading all this information for the first time, by the way. The Mine Remediation Authority, which used to be Coal Authority, which has been changed perhaps 2 or 3 months ago to Mine Remediation Authority, which is kind of great, and as well as last coal uh, heating facility to produce energy was closed in UK. So there's a lot of things happening there. But anyway, is thrilled to announce the launch of a new innovative Gates Head Mine Water Heat Living Laboratory, a pioneering research initiative designed to expand the potential of mine water heat technology and advance UK's journey towards net zero. The project makes a significant milestone in sustainable and no heat research, offering the only location in the world where thermal and or hydrogeological behavior can be studied between operational mine water heat schemes. Okay, I don't know, because other governments, in this case Sweden, they have done their own research. May or may not UK might pursue different processes. I guess this is what they're referring to. Location in the northeast of England, the living laboratory is situated in. Okay, we don't need to say that. I think it's very, very sensitive information. Sweden is not disclosing this information, by the way. So perhaps there's something happening there. Let's, if we can, perhaps Sweden have done some research and they're not disclosing it. Let's keep it private if possible. This includes Gateshead Energy Company's mine water heat network, the largest of its kind in Great Britain and one of the largest in Europe, and another privately funded pioneering scheme nearly launched. Okay, nearby at okay, again, they take a look at location, right? Briefly, we're gonna touch on some of the perhaps may or may not be currently perhaps it's still in development. We don't know progress made up to this point. If this project is going to be successful, great. Well, that will be an impressive set of services and unique research environment to allow the study of thermal and hydrological behavior between multiple mine water heat schemes within the okay there again there's a location or water I don't know better perhaps when it comes to investment, right? Let's come back to capital needed. It could be in billions, it could be more than 10 billion investment. When it comes to more than 10 billion investment, a lot of people may or may not be interested in protecting that investment, right? Let's, if we can, let's not disclose location, right? Let's progress and let's take a look at other developments, right? Let's take a look at next press release. That would be UK firms boost by new qualifications agreement with Switzerland. UK qualified professionals to find it easier to work in Switzerland as the new permanent agreement ensures professional qualifications can be recognized. Okay, great. As well as we keeping a track of some of the developments and everything that's happening between UK and Switzerland. They have entered into a lot of trade agreements. I don't know developments with all those trade agreements. In particular, may or may not be financial services in particular, as well as Switzerland is investing in a lot of research and development when it comes to financial services. But there might be other areas, right? Agriculture and all other developments, right? That Switzerland is doing a lot in. Great, all these developments will be important. We briefly, since this video is going to be way too long, right? That will be a new agreement makes it easier for UK qualified people in professions from the law and all veterinary to sky instructing to work in Switzerland. From law, veterinary, sky instructing. Okay. Sure. Someone's having a little bit too much fun, but anyway, agreement comes into force ahead of business secretary. Okay. They taking a look at some of the developments and all. Promote UK as one of the world's top investment destinations for global firms. Talks continue on upgrading UK Switzerland's trade deal. Okay, that's a deal that we were referring to further straighten services trade already worth 27 billion a year. Let's take a look at other developments. Let's take a look at article that was sent to me. That would be yesterday. I thought it could be kind of more of the relaxing article to read. I know some of the developments. At least that's would be coming into this article. I haven't read it yet. Yeah, that would be UK Minister of Defense enlist sci-fi writers. Okay, it's good. In particular, there's a lot of inspiring entrepreneurs and all creative industries who are always interested in to be contracted, right? Freelancers, right? To prepare for a dystopian future. Okay, okay. Some of those challenging ideas, I guess. Imagination of sci-fi fiction community used to help policymakers prepare for potential crisis in Britain. Okay, that's never good, but anyway. Since they might be referring to some of the business leaders, we're gonna skip all that information. So we're not here to promote anyone. Send us a check, and we perhaps will consider it. But until then, it would be just touching on the important parts. That would be the dystopian vision of the future was one of a sketch out of a science fiction writers at an event this week, where the experts were asked to prepare Britain for the threats ranging from pandemic to cyber and nuclear attacks. Okay. I thought it would be kind of fun, but perhaps it's not that fun. Anyway, this video is gonna be too long. Let's progress. Perhaps there's a little bit of marketing going on in this article, since there's a lot of name dropping. Let's take a look at other developments, right? For now, let's go to Lithuania and let's try to understand within 3 articles. So we're going to be trying to touch on important parts of that with Vilnius. Most significant increase public transport fares. In UK, the increase was 33%. Let's take a kinda It's a little bit more complex, and then you're taking a look and we're breaking down the formula, but roughly, where it was £2, now it's £3, right? Vilnius is planning to increase public transport tickets prices with some of them almost doubling. The price of the single 30 minutes ticket is expected to rise from 6 or under 65 0.65 euros to 1.25, while a 60 minutes ticket price will go up to from 0.90 to 1.75, right? Almost doubling, right? Most likely, we're going to be taking a look at some of the businesses. So we had to take a look at this business where they launching autonomous buses in Lithuania. They might need a lot of investments if they're looking to scale some of these models, right? There would be a name of the person, head of the municipal transport company, Let's Progress without mentioning this company, said that the planned fare increase is due to a phase that the capital public transport system has been undergoing changes for a year since 2017. Around 460 new vehicles have rolled out on Vilnius streets, she noted, right? Most likely there's investments and autonomous as well as some of the other systems, right? Where a lot of cities, we're starting with capitals looking to upgrade. In London, we can see new systems being implemented where they're looking to increase fares of how people or cars would be charged. Anyway, let's take a look at the developments. As well as when it comes to Lithuania's birth rate, reached all-time low. Okay, so it's perhaps more of concern. Parliamentary statistics show that last year saw the lowest number of birth rates in history since the 1990s. Financial strain and all cultural changes led to young people delaying having children or opting for childless families altogether. And can this be reversed? I don't believe that. It depends, and they're trying to capture it. If anything, let's briefly touch on the statistics and let's progress and let's take a look at other articles. Well, this statistics would be important. There is a lot more to unpack when it comes to opportunities, perhaps, all this kind of things, right? Let's take a look at other articles. Previously, we were taking a look at increase in military spending, going potentially from where it is now, it's increasing to potentially about 5 to 6%. But anyway, as well as we're going to be closing this video while taking a look at some of the air defense systems, right? That would be not all funds came from Lithuania. Can come from Lithuania, says Prime Minister about the plans to boost the defense budget. That would be with the Lithuania is planning to spend between 5 to 6% of its GDP to defense over the next 5 years. Prime Minister, let's keep name, had a chance to understand this individual briefly. He seems very reasonable person, by the way. And if anything, that's if we can pick this article apart, that would be not necessarily how much money, but how well some of the capital would be used. I don't know this part, right? So if anything, let's try to understand how well they might be able to use some of the capital, right? It's partly the reason why we're going to be taking a look at some of the articles, how other governments are using some of the military spending. But anyway, has said that a part of necessary funding is expected to come from European sources. Okay. I don't know about this part, but anyway, let's try to understand that really. It's clear that the entire funding cannot come solely from Lithuania's economic capacity. Okay. This is something being discussed at the European level. I know European Defense Fund should be established to grow a loan fund similar to Recovery and Resilience Facility. Okay, sure. This will likely combine funding model, which is option will be logical because of the defense issues important for all of Europe. Last Friday, State Defense Council, which brings together the country's leaders and all top defense officials, announced Lithuania's decision to increase its defense spending to it's something that we have covered already, somewhere around 5 to 6% of its GDP. The Prime Minister will make the final decision on each year's budget. The government prepares the draft budget annually. How well they might be able to use that capital, not necessarily where they're going to be spending So since we take a look at Europe, most of the spending they're spending on Europe, contracting companies from Europe. So if they contract about 80% of finances and know where those finances are coming from and where those finances are being used, so there's more intricate models they may or may not be interested in using, since some of these companies are currently being contracted from Europe, not necessarily from Lithuania, right? Perhaps it's something that haven't been highlighted, but let's take a look at some of the developments when it comes to air defense systems. In this article, potentially we're going to be taking a look at three different governments and how those governments going to be approaching air defense systems. We're going to be beginning by taking a look at who's manufacturer, not necessarily where those systems are being deployed. First article is something that we published today. That would be Germany deploys 2 batteries of Patriot. Patriot would be United States manufacturer, right? Air defense systems in Poland. So manufacturer is United States. It's been manufactured, most likely hosted. Some of the systems are in Germany, and now most likely going to be hosted in Poland. So, manufacturer is United States, right? Let's try to make it this part clear, right? Germany has deployed 2 batteries of the Patriot air defense systems in Poland to strengthen NATO's air defense and protect the logistical centers and supplies materials to Ukraine. Bounder, okay, that's the name most likely of something or either project or a system supported on the again, there's a social media page. The 2 batteries were transferred from the 21st Air Defense Missile Group of the German Air Force based in we don't even say that, along with the systems of 200 military personnel arrived. Okay, so that would be operating personnel, 200, right? 100 each, most likely. Alright, to Poland to operate and protect them. The Patriot, okay, that's the name of the system, PAC-3 system, equipped with MIM 104F missiles, capable of countering ballistic and all cruise missiles, and all will be deployed for 6 months, in particular to protect important logistical routes in southern eastern Poland, right? Okay, let's right now we're taking a look at United States system. Let's take a look at other developments. Let's take a look at another system that is in the region. NASAM system deployed to protect key NATO logistical hubs in Poland. Again, perhaps some of the systems we haven't delved deeper in something that might be important. Some of the systems might be a number of different partners and all companies that would engage when it comes to development. This particular system, there might be 3, maybe there might be 5 different companies who would develop some of the systems. They may or may not be Norwegian, but I guess it's we don't have enough time. But anything, some of the systems, and let's try to understand. So that would be in the region system, right? And that would be another system deployed in most likely Poland, right? Then the region air defense system is now on standby in I can't pronounce it properly. Jessicowa Airport in Poland, which marks the beginning of Norway's contribution to NATO's integrated air and missile defense operations, reinforcing the allies' eastern flank. Great with some of the developments, and let's progress and perhaps let's take a look at other systems. Briefly, we can touch on this article, but this is very, very long. That we are here to protect the critical infrastructure vital for international aid to Ukraine, said Lieutenant, there's the name, command of Norwegian Air Defense Detachment at the airport. This unit mission is to secure airport over one of the most important logistical hubs supporting Ukraine. Great, let's take a look at other developments. And let's take a look at last article, and we're going to be closing this video on this article. It's something that we published yesterday. Ukraine developing its own air defense system to combat Russians. There's perhaps another system. Let's try to understand. I haven't read this article and some of the developments. If they will stick to that point, we can cover in more detail, but it depends. Ukraine is working on developing its own air defense systems. Commander in Okay, there's might be a name of the person interview with Ukrainian news outlet. Okay, Ukraine has lobbied international partners for more air defense capabilities in the wake of intensifying Russian strikes targeting energy infrastructure. Since today we have started by taking a look at some of the energy infrastructure projects and some of the developments happening in UK. And perhaps when it comes to locations, if we can, we don't want to contribute in increasing risk. We're not trying to increase risk, if anything. But anyway, let's continue. Ukraine homegrown systems aim to match United States-made Patriot air defense, he said. Might be a name of individual said that the threat posed by Russia's new intermediate range ballistic missiles, or Rezhnik, is strong, motivated for Kiev to protect its own anti-missile air defense. Only a few air defense systems can repel the Rezhnik. Okay, we might be going in circles. Russian president, okay, we're getting political. The United States operators in terminal high altitude air defense. Okay, there might be a different system there designed to intercept intermediate range ballistic missiles. The system has not been supplied to Ukraine and therefore has never been tested against Orezhnik. Okay, so perhaps that is a very particular system and may or may not be that Ukraine will be taking a look at how to develop their own system, right? Since there is only a way to protect themselves and more importantly during now cold seasons energy infrastructure, right? Let's not that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.